Hey, what is up, everybody? Welcome to the PHNX Rising post-game show. My name is Ramon Chavez. Alongside me is Edwin Perez here at Wild Horse Pass. It is a windy night, so if you catch us grabbing stuff and keeping the lights off, keeping the lights on, and still, just don't worry about it. But great win tonight by Rising 3-0. Exciting time. See, there we go. Greg Hurst with a brace, a first half brace, and then Richmond Antwi sealed the deal in the last minutes of the game to make it 3-0 final. Rising once again beat San Antonio FC, giving them the second loss of the season to them, the only losses of the season, Edwin and everybody else. So great time tonight. Edwin, how you feeling?
I'm worried about the win, as you mentioned. If one of the lights falls, I apologize, but I mean it's only fitting that they make it hard on me on my final show.
Oh man, we gotta talk about that for sure. Yeah.
But, I mean, it's great to go out on top of a win.
Yeah.
Definitely not the best first half.
Okay.
But I think obviously you got to celebrate Greg Hurst's goals. I mean, especially the second one. What a golazo. And what a win, because it's not an easy win. You know, it's a huge 3 points for Rising.
Yeah. San Antonio, one of the best defenses in the league, rarely give up any goals. Tonight, Greg Hurst was able to, score those 2 goals, but Rising was able to find the spaces between their lines in order to take advantage of those opportunities. So props to Rising. They were able to get by this really tough San Antonio defense, which, again, is one of the top teams in the league as well. And so a great win tonight, definitely. But let's talk about the other side a little bit, too, like everyone was saying. It could have been a little bit worse. The defense is still porous for Rising. The back line definitely needs some work. We were talking earlier, Edwin, that I would have maybe liked to be Hadley instead of Madrid when Lambert went out off injured, because I wanted to see him play that center back position a little bit more, because that's something that Rising definitely and really need some help in. So what did you make of that?
Well, yeah, before I get to that, I think you got to go back to your first point, and it's not here us being somber and all that. We got to be nitpicky. I mean, let's be honest. And I was telling you, and I was telling the other people up here in the media, it could have easily been 3-2 San Antonio. There was a lot of finishing. Speed was killing them, right? It's speed. It looks like everything they wanted offensively. There was holes.
Yeah.
I think Farrell did not have a great game at all. Nothing against Farrell. I think he's got to figure it out, but that clearly wasn't a great game for him. And so when Lambert went down with the injury, which obviously is a huge area of concern, he kind of brings the pace to the defense. So to replace him with Emmanuel Madrid is a tough, because Madrid is a physical defender, and I've rated what he's done this season, but
I mean, he came in and he got a foul. So
yeah, exactly. So
that's
he's
how
that
physical he is.
Guy, but after what you saw in the first half, you're like, we need someone pacey, right? And I'm not saying that Sievert's going to bring so much pace, but I think he would bring more pace than that Manuel Madrid would have. So I think I agree with you in that sense, and especially because I think the questions are going to be asked about moving forward, especially with the Lambert injury now.
Yeah,
who's going to slot in there?
Yeah, hopefully it's okay. He came back in the second half. He looked, he was able to walk, so not too bad. I do want to give a big shout out to Tyler for being in the chat ever since I was created, just commenting away. So I always love that from you guys. Albert here with the good comment. The question is, how does Ramon feel with Greg Hurst when he keeps throwing it in his face? Legit, when he scored his second goal, because I was over there in the first half by the field, I legit thought Hurst was going to come by, because he saw me. And I thought he was going to come by and like point or something, but nah, he was good about it.
You guys are friends now after that.
Yeah, he's cool. We're all cool. Yeah, no. But yeah, definitely something to keep an eye out, right? Aaron here, he's ranking his rising goals of all time. There you go, the Jason Johnson scissor kick, of course, legendary. Yeah, he's saying that this, one of the comments here was it should be on the SE top 10. We saw Saeed a couple of weeks ago, and with this run, I think he might be in there as well. What do you think?
I think heck of a goal. I mean, not a goal I expected to go in, because off the chest, playing it like that, it's hard to hit.
Yeah.
It's hard to get that control. And he hit it top ends. It's not like it was a weak goal that dribbled in.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful top ends off the chest. Nice overall play. A goal that I think completely changed the game, because San Antonio had all the momentum in the stage. They should have scored and all that. That deflated them going through that half 2-0.
Yep.
That was tough for them. So, huge goal. And, what a goal.
Yeah, it's demoralizing in a way, because San Antonio had been playing really well. They just weren't able to get on the score sheet. And when Greg Hurst just brings it down from that Babu pass in his chest and turns around and volley, even Jordan Farr, after the goal, he got up and he's like, there's nothing I can do about that. So definitely a great goal from Greg Hurst. And let's move on a little bit to talking about the lineup today. No Ryan Flood, no Musa yet. Of course, Darnell King was missing due to the red card. We saw Babu up front, but then the top three, I think this is the top three that Rick Schantz needs to be going with moving forward. You got Marcus Epps playing some of his best minutes of the entire season. Santi working hard on the left flank, and then you have Greg Hurst, who without him this season, I don't know where Rising would be, because the dynamic that he brings to not only connecting the midfield with the forwards, but also dropping down, being able to score, for example, with the first goal with his head, volley, scissor kick in a way, and then connecting with Santi and Epps. Like this guy just does it all, man. So what did you think of that front three tonight with Rising?
Well, at the start of the year, this is the front three that he started with. You know, everyone was healthy, at the start of the year for a moment. This was the front three he went with, and he stuck by his guns, even when we were questioning Epps, even when we were questioning Santi's form, and we were saying, is Greg that number 9? This was the front three that he truly wants to stick by. And, I mean, we're starting to see the fruits of it. Santi is getting into his groove. He's starting to get that streak back. He's starting to get closer and closer to that goal. Yeah. I think Epps, maybe his best game of the season, in my opinion. I think we saw a pretty good Epps who was creative. Yeah. He took on more shots, and he was more the Epps I think a lot of fans wanted to see. And Greg Hurst, man. Nothing against Repetto, and I know he can be a valuable option on the bench, but the all-around guy who's been there to kind of save the Rising front three has been Greg Hurst. He's their answer at the number 9 spots. I mean, you got to give credit to them there.
Yeah, they worked really well together. Marcus Epps, the San Antonio deep back line on skates. Every time he touched the ball, they were worried about what he was going to do, whether he was cutting in. And then one of the things that I really liked was Joey Calistri and him were connecting really well on that right side. There were a couple of times where Calistri didn't even have to say anything. He just understood where to take the space, and Epps was able to give him the ball, especially in those early few minutes. And Calistri was able to put in really good crosses. Alex here, he says the crossing game was really good tonight, which left me wondering what if you had Repetto in there for some shots. So, and that's the question, man, because I was a little bit surprised that Repetto wasn't starting, but I think this is something that Rising needed, just for them to be able to be a little bit more fluid in the attack. Sometimes Repetto, I feel like sometimes he doesn't bring as much as Hurst is, and that's nothing wrong with Repetto. Yeah. Hurst is a completely different player, but sometimes I think Rising just need Hurst a little to do a bit more of the heavy load creatively. So
yeah. And I think this could have been one of the better games for Repetto if given the chance, because the crossing's finally there. But I think the thing is, we need to see this more consistently from Rising before we can put Hurst in that starting lineup, right? Because one game you can look good in the crossing. The next, if you're not doing good in crossing, Repetto's just going to be useless in that number 9 spot in comparison to a Greg Hurst. So
yes, sir.
I just think that, yes, it could have been a deal for him today, but I just want to see that more consistently from the team before I'm comfortable giving him more minutes in that situation.
For sure. So I'm assuming Greg Hurst with this first half race, he's in line for DraftKings King of the Game. Am I correct?
Yes, you are correct. The DraftKings King of the Game himself. I thought I was chewing given my last game, but I mean, Greg Hurst, you got to give it to the man who 2 goals. I mean, the first goal also you redirect.
That was great.
It was a great goal. But the second one, I mean, it's all the spotlight. And, I mean, the man who made the difference, because as we're talking about, that first half, San Antonio were attacking. And, Greg Hurst's goals deflated them and kind of the momentum in the second half and gave them that win. So, credit to them there as we bring on the man himself, Owen.
Hello.
How are you doing, sir?
Hi. It's windy down there.
The windy up here.
Kept, I'm telling you what, we got our, workout just holding that backdrop up, because that thing is, a massive, it's kind of like a sail on a ship, that thing is blowing. It just catches all the air.
Well, let me tell you,
the arm work can't happen.
If Jacob was here right now, hopefully Jacob's not watching, you'd be worried about these lights in the setup.
I can see them shaking.
It's a little shaky.
They're just waving hello to you. That's all they're doing.
All right, what are we talking about? Come on, boys.
So we just got done talking about, of course, Greg Hurst and his first half race.
Phenomenal performance by him, right? One thing to note, though, it felt as though they were giving him a bit of space in that first half. For all the talk we've given San Antonio in the past about how they were a very good side, and all of that, They gave him almost too much space in that first half, and he made them pay.
Yeah.
And Greg Hurst is really setting himself that kind of positioning himself, I guess, as the one to watch on this Rising team. And that goal today, he said it himself, right? That second goal, probably the best goal he scored in his career.
Wow.
He said a lot of it was lost in the adrenaline. He'll have to watch it back. But
I
probably
heard him
the best
scream,
goal he
yeah.
scored in his career. So
Wow.
I'm very impressed yet again. And I know I tweeted in the first half, and I know I put someone on blast over here.
Look, I'm happy to take the online bullying if Greg Hurst is going to continue to score goals, especially goals like that.
There we go, Greg. Greg, keep scoring goals. We can cyberbully him.
As long as Rising win, yeah.
It's a great trade-off, if you ask me.
Yeah, definitely. So, yeah, Greg Hurst, he had a chance before that goal where he San Antonio, like you're saying, they were just giving him space, and for some reason, he's able to just control the ball in the box. There was a chance earlier in the game where the San Antonio defender was able to stick his foot in there, and that was a sign of things to come, because that second goal that he scored, a Babu cross into the box, he was able to hold it down with his chest and then just score that great goal. So definitely some great stuff there from Greg Hurst. How did you feel about the front three of Epp, Santi, and Hurst?
I think it was interesting. It worked to a degree today.
Yeah.
I think we saw a better Epps performance than normal. We've been having all that speculation over him. Is he doing it? Is he getting it? Yeah. I think it was okay today. I think that Santi as a front three, they look dangerous. They caused some real chances. They won a lot of corners, especially. And I think that in general today, when they had the chances, they were better perhaps than they have been in the past.
Okay.
But hey, I can live with that as a front three. And I think that ultimately what we know is that Hurst deserved to be out there as a forward. He has earned that right. The way that he has played in recent weeks, he has earned that right. He is the guy on form.
So if you see him again on the left wing, or if you see him again as the number 10, like Rick put him in last week, Galaxy, would you be upset given the performance he just gave tonight?
Yes. I think that playing Greg on the wing works when needed, but the emphasis is on needed. I think that's where you've got to think about it. That he can do so well in that number 9 kind of role. Why wouldn't you play him there out of choice? At the moment, at least, the form that he's on, why wouldn't you play him there?
Yeah, for sure. I do also want to talk about Ben Lunt. If it wasn't for Ben Lunt, he had 7 saves tonight. I don't think Rising is celebrating a 3-0 victory. A lot of big stops in the first half, and some in the second half as well. So is that more of a compliment to Ben Lunt, his performance, or the fact that the Rising backline is still continuing to be a problem? And we saw it tonight. Lambert went off. Madrid came in. And I think it's stabilized a little bit, but is it time for Lambert to move back to the midfield, or what's going on?
Well, on that note, we've got to talk about injury situation with Lambert.
Okay.
So,
update.
The word from Rick, Lambert went off with a hamstring issue. Not the hamstring that he's had problems with in the past, but a hamstring issue nonetheless. They took him off as a precaution.
Yeah.
He still could be out for around a week. However, they viewed that as the acceptable trade-off when the alternative is keep pushing him and he might be gone for 4 or 5. So Lambert went off injured.
Yeah.
The other thing to note in there was that Ryan was supposed to be in the 18 today.
Oh, okay.
He called out late with a stomach bug. So when I say late, we're talking late. Late as in Jonah Levin was doing a public appearance at Wicked Brews at 5:45 when he got the phone call, get yourself to the ground, you're in the 18.
Wow.
So,
And he got to play tonight.
And he got to play as well.
Jesus.
Wow.
So, look, there were issues there when late changes.
So you're saying Babu shouldn't even have been Babu's going to play, right?
Off the top of my head, I can't recall whether Rick said that Ryan was going to start or Babu was going to start.
Yeah.
But between the two of them, one of them obviously was going to start. And Ryan just wasn't available.
Let's see. He's already with the I don't know. We'll see. Well, hopefully Ryan is fine. You know,
I think, though, just back to the point, that you were on about with the defensive line. There were still moments where they were struggling in that defensive transition, and they were allowing San Antonio to pile pressure on. Lump made some fantastic saves, and there were 1 or 2 where I could hear the Peter Ramage in my head shouting, catch it, you know. But he still made the follow-up save, so you can't really knock him for that. I think that all around, there are still ways to improve in the defense, but
And San Antonio is always dangerous on the counter. There was a couple of times where it looked like it was a pinball machine, just dinking the ball back and forth, and San Antonio was able to just get it all the way up with no issue. So props to the defense for doing their job. Props to Ben Lunt. Again, huge saves. He had 7 tonight. So definitely a big night again from Ben Lunt. Before we continue, Owen, I do want to talk to you guys about OG's brand. So if you guys haven't yet, you guys need to stop by your local dispensary and grab some amazing scratch-made THC gummies from our at OG's. They just announced their which is a 3 milligram microdose option for those not wanting to dive right into the regular 10 milligram option. You can try their tropical flavor in either sativa or indica strains, and these are available exclusively at Zen Leaf locations through May 11th. So if you're interested in trying the amazingly delicious variety of flavors that OG Brands has to offer, go to ogsbrands.com. That's OGEEZbrands.com to find OGs near you. Woo. Woo. Yes. All right, Edwin, we're going to talk about you in a second, but
we've got a bit more to talk about the game, surely.
Yeah, let's do it. So anything else from Rick, or who did you get to speak to? Greg tonight?
Yeah, we spoke to Greg.
Okay.
Look, he said that, for example, that Richmond goal at the end, and we've talked about Richmond in the past. Richmond goal at the end was, a massive thing for Richmond's confidence. Yeah. We need to be clear on that, because he's a guy who, as Greg said, he comes into training every day, massive smile on his face. To see him actually get that goal and kind of take that off his back is huge for a guy like, and again, it's like we're talking about with Hurst, right? Yeah. For a striker to get a goal is huge for your confidence. And when you've got a confident striker, that can do so much for you. Yeah. So, yeah, I think just fantastic.
Yeah.
Before we keep going
go ahead, Edwin.
Scott Mitchell with the $20 support.
Oh, my God. Scott Mitchell.
As always, great analysis, guys. Thank you, Scott.
Thank you, Scott.
Thank you, Scott.
Oh, my God.
Supporting on the chat.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much for that super chat. Man.
So, one other thing to add in there as well. I think we should talk about the red card.
Let's do it.
Okay, so those of you who are a bit confused about what happened, where it came from, why it was so late, I'll start on that one. So, Babu Karjai comes in. He commits quite strongly, very, very quick going in on the player.
Yeah.
He does win the ball with that front leg. However, trailing leg totally wipes the player out in a way that does realistically kind of up itself to being a foul. Just purely the point, the mode, just the force involved there. It's a foul. There's a yellow card there. I can live with a yellow card on that one. And Rick conceded as well that, okay, Babu has to stay on his feet there. He's going in and committing, and he had a good game. He had a good game. He was quite influential.
I agree.
But, as he goes into ground in that kind of a way, it's a very risky play. Now, the referee played on initially. I can only assume in this case that the interventions come in from the fourth official or from AR1. That's the bench side assistant referee. Yeah. The reason why it took so long and normally doesn't take so long, they didn't have comms today.
Oh, okay.
They normally have headsets. You've got the little earpiece by there, your little mic. They talk to each other. If the fourth official sees something that's a foul and the referee misses it, he can say over the comms system, that's a foul, you got to bring it back, yellow for 6.
Yeah.
In this case, they don't have comms, so they have to confer in person. And that slows the game down.
So they had a little bit of a meeting. San Antonio players all over them.
Right, yeah. And at the end of the day, I think they came to the right decision.
Yeah.
I do think it was the right decision to give him a yellow card there for his second yellow. I think there were other decisions through the game where there were yellow cards that are defensible in law, but you can question what he was earning from that or what he was gaining from it, from giving that card, but not the one that saw Babu sent off. I think that I definitely think it was probably the right call there.
The first yellow card on Babu, in my opinion, was a little bit questionable. I understand that one, but the second one, I see it now. Definitely came out a little bit too rough. He did get plenty of the ball. It was just the fact
it's that trailing leg that's just stuck out a bit and just wipes the guy out completely.
Other players getting a yellow card: Santi Moore, Marcus Epps. I think who else?
Greg Hurst got one on
Richmond.
the way out.
He got one as he was walking out. Yeah, that's one of those two. To me, it was the Greg Hurst one and the Marcus Epps ones were ones where you look at them from the perspective of, are they correct in law? Yes. Were they necessary or were they ways of managing?
I don't think Greg was wasting time, though. I think he had made plenty of he was near the touchline already.
Again, it's one that's defensible in law, but you have to question, is it necessary for the game? Is it necessary for game management? And when you consider all of those things, then you get into that that kind of point where you say,
Yeah.
ultimately, you could probably live without the card.
Yeah. Especially with how close he was. I get
Yeah.
it if it was like he was being absurdly slow in the middle of the pitch. We're talking Greg was literally a few steps from getting the high five and getting off the pinch, and he got a yellow, and he said, wait, what?
Yeah.
Like, it's not like he was, being absurdly slow.
I've seen
that's
worse.
the same pace that you're going to walk off, especially when you have the lead. And
there are many ways to better manage that,
Yeah.
Definitely a problem. Anything else of note for tonight, Owen? Anything Rick said that kind of stood out to you?
You know what? I'll take one from Greg. I asked Greg what it was that, San Antonio have not lost a game to anyone except Phoenix Rising, who've now done it twice. They've done the double. To him, the reason why they've come in wounded into both of those games, they've come in knowing that they've poorly performed in the game before. They haven't, they come off a loss, and they come out and they are ready to go. And that's been the difference maker, that Rising has come in with that urgency. And for a team that, let's face it, has the quality to beat any team in this league, any team whatsoever in this league, Phoenix Rising can beat them if they play to their best.
Yeah.
And that urgency is shown in both of those games, and that's why they've gotten the results.
But what's the difference between San Antonio and last week at Galaxy? The urgency wasn't there last week. We saw it, maybe the two early goals kind of got to their head a little bit, but still doesn't excuse the result from last week, especially with Galaxy losing 4-0 to El Paso tonight, which was insane. So I understand the urgency. I understand the wanting to get up for a big game, especially against San Antonio being one of the top teams in the league. But still, as a fan, you might question, like, okay, are these guys going to show up next week against Tampa Bay? Or are they going to show up against Sacramento?
I hear you. It's a constant question, but I think that after it coming off now of a 3-0 win, it feels harsh to dwell on that one too much.
Let me be somber. Let me be that guy.
No, I'm not going to let you be somber.
The question of home versus away will always be the one that's
and you know what? You could have got plus 100 in the hours before this game on this Phoenix Rising win. Just the Phoenix Rising win was plus 100. Well, speaking of which...
Oh, there we go.
You want me to talk about DraftKings?
Maybe we should talk about DraftKings.
Especially after that Canelo fight. Where
I don't want to talk about Canelo, man. Come on. Why'd you do that to me? Oh, my God. But yeah, anyway, the Suns actually playing tomorrow at 12:30, so just a heads up for that one. So if you guys are looking to bet on that game, you guys can definitely download DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. Suns lost yesterday, I believe, and then they're 2-1, so I'm sure they're going to bounce back tomorrow. So if you're a new customer, you can bet just $5 on any team to win, not just the Suns. They get $150 in free bets if they do. So you can also, do some same-game parlays. And all new customers can place a same-game parlay with 3 or more legs and get a free bet back up to $25 if one leg doesn't hit, which is a really good deal. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use promo code PHNX. Bet $5 on any NBA team to win their game and get $150 in free bets if they do. That's promo code PHNX only at DraftKings Sportsbook. You do have to be 21 and over. Arizona only. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. New customers only. Minimum $5 deposit. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Yes, sir.
You know what we're going to focus on now?
What are we doing?
I feel it's time for the dedication.
Oh, my God.
No. I didn't make this graphic. Let it be known.
Was there a graphic?
There is a graphic. There's a graphic, I hear.
I'll throw it up. Right now. There it is.
We're waiting for it to come through on our end. We're like a little bit behind, guys, but we'll hold on a minute. We'll see it in a sec.
Oh, my God. Did he... Stop. Why'd you do that?
Not my graphic. Don't look at me.
Not in memoriam.
All right. Well, since unfortunately Edwin is leaving us. Edwin, we need you to come around this side, please.
Oh,
come around.
That side?
Walk around. You're joining
through
us
the
in
magic
the lights.
of streaming. I was going to say television. Well, you got to take off the thing, though,
Hold
so that
on
way they can see us. Okay.
Here. Deadwin. Sit down, my man.
First time.
Sit down. No, you're not taking my mic. You can sit down.
I don't know what's going on either.
He doesn't have a microphone, but I've just got to come over here.
Are we going to sing to him? Because I'm not prepared for that.
I mean, you can sing him a song.
I'm okay. Maybe some Bad Bunny or something.
We can't even hear you, Edwin, properly. But
all right, so people that don't know, tonight is Edwin's last broadcast with us. He's been an amazing intern, person, confidant, friend, and we're sorry, to lose you, and we're gonna definitely miss you. I know the chat is the CEO is already calling for shots here. But just from the bottom of my heart, Edwin, you're gonna do great. Do appreciate you.
Speaking of shots,
Here we go,
guys. Courtesy of everyone up here.
Don't show the brand,
and we
though.
got a
Don't show the
card
brand.
here as well. Don't show the brand because they're not a sponsor. But
not a sponsor.
Edwin,
Thanks.
it's been a good run.
It's been a great run. I want to thank, obviously, PHNX for trusting us with this crew, obviously. Thanks for letting this happen. Thanks to you, gentlemen, for making the show amazing. Obviously, both of you have been great hosts. I've known you for quite a while, Owen, so thank you for always having my side up here in the press box and making a great place. Ramon fresher, but we're still creating a great friendship. And thank you to the fans. I got to shout them out. They've accepted me, even in a dead kind of hashtag tweet. They love me. I'm no Sean DePaz, but I think I got a little bit of love from the chat. So always thanks for the support and love, guys.
That note, I think it's time to say that Devin has left the building.
Yep.
Go, leave the building.
Oh
no.
Oh man, but yeah, if you guys didn't know, Edwin did accept a new position, so be on the lookout for that.
I'm hearing he's going to be with covering the Houston Astros. In fact,
bring out the trash cans.
Oh,
if you're not an Astro fan, I'm sorry, but I'll be going to Houston to be MLB.com reporter. So if you want to follow me, please do it.
Yeah, definitely. No, proud of you, man. You're gonna kill it over there, and yeah, man, congratulations.
Oh like man, that's about all we've got now, isn't it? Now we've
got a big week coming up. Yeah, we're now, Rising isn't done playing this week, so
they ain't done. The grind doesn't stop, except for Edwin, who's leaving.
Oh, man. He's gonna leave us when it gets good. Big week for Rising. U.S. Open Cup play this Wednesday against Sacramento. Sacramento is actually playing tomorrow in USL Championship play, so we'll see how they're doing.
Ending up at 10 a.m. You know where to look. ESPN Plus.
It's gonna be fun. So yeah, we'll see how they're doing. They're playing 3 games in like 7 days, right?
It's gonna be tough for them.
Yeah. So after tonight's win, I'm feeling really confident about their chances over there in Sacramento. And after that, they're gonna be playing Tampa Bay on ESPN 2, right?
Yeah, Phoenix in Tampa Bay Rowdies next week.
Big time.
Sunday.
Fireworks after the show, which is not going to be
5
fun.
p.m. kickoff. So, guys, if I'm looking red, you know why.
SPF 80 for sure. But yeah.
How old of you to assume I've not got a 100 one?
Yeah, it's going to be a fun time. So if you haven't purchased tickets to that, come through. You guys can maybe hang around here while the fireworks happen and then ruins our broadcast. So we'll see. But yeah, Edwin, thanks again, man. Appreciate you so much. Yes.
I feel like just one last comment here. Yeah, we better wrap this up because I feel like there's an alcohol-induced coffin for Edwin to be laid in. Deadwin to be laid in.
Bottle ain't gonna make it, No. All right. Yeah, Alex here says best of luck to you, Edwin, Tyler as well. Thank you to everyone in the chat. Again, thank you so much for the super chat.
Rumor has it, if you drop a $20 or more super chat in here, I will disclose the location of Edwin's leaving.
Be on the lookout for that.
Wow.
But yeah, Scott
You've not got much time, so you better get it in quick.
Scott Mitchell, again, thank you so much for that super chat. Tyler, thank you for being on the chat way before anybody else. Appreciate you on that. We got Kieran in the chat here as well. PHNX Sports, look at that.
Yeah, that's
oh, that's you. Okay.
That's Edwin. Yeah.
I thought it was like Jacob or something.
No,
I didn't read the last
part.
But yeah, if you haven't yet, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. If you haven't followed us on Twitter, PHNX__rising.
Double the underscores, double the fun, even with Deadwin gone. We'll still be double the fun.
That's true.
Just without Deadwin.
Dang. But yeah, it's been a great ride. Thank you again, Edwin. Hopefully I'll send you some money so you can get a shot.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it from us tonight here at Wild Horse Pass against Rising. Win 3-0 over San Antonio FC. It's going to be a big week, Owen. So make sure to stay tuned. And again, follow us on Twitter. Stay tuned to all of our coverage. Until then, be well, be safe. We will see you on Tuesday. Bye-bye.